Jeff, you guys are back in the win column. Just how does that walk? How does it feel walking out of that locker room as opposed to the last few weeks?
I'm just happy for my kids. You know, those defensive kids and I have been together a really long time. Oscar, some of us, most of them of us, been together 5 years, and won a lot of ball games. So to get off to the start, those guys have gone through, and you know, and what you had to face when that happens, when you don't play well, you just hate it for the kids, and especially some that they've won most of their games and they're champions, and they're doing the right thing, and they've been doing the right thing. So I'm glad to see them rewarded. Obviously, it's been hard on me, and I'm 56 years old. You can imagine how hard it is on an 18 to 23-year-old young man.
Jeff, what can you say about your defensive performance today? I think 203 total yards of production by FAU.
Yeah, even more than that. You know, we turned it over there right before halftime, and we turned them over and got the ball back. And from that moment on, I think they had 27 yards total, and I think we had over 300 yards, maybe 320 from that moment on. So you always hate to say there's one play in the game, but I thought that play was a really, really big play. They had confused us twice. They did a really good job in the back end of giving us a look, and we threw right into it. And, you know, he calmed back down, and that was it. And offensively, we were so good, we scored 55 points today. We scored 38 points for the roadrunners and 17 for FAU. That's pretty impressive. That was smart. A few people didn't catch that. Look, I said, no matter what, there's no way you're going to make me angry today, so bring it on, baby. Let's go.
I mean, I don't know what I could do after a game like that, but I was going to ask about between the turnovers and the injuries you guys had to battle through, what does it say about this team that you guys were able to persevere through all that?
Yeah, those injuries are really, they're just getting to me, man. It's just, it's exhausting. I mean, it's hard on the kids, right? Their families, all the injuries. But two, it's just hard to coach. It's hard to get better because you're always changing. And I don't know how many different lineups that is for us this season. And I know that's why I got you two there. I know y'all know exactly. But again, you know, Devin can't go. DJ Allen's done for the year. Tore his ACL on the play last week. It's unbelievable how many guys we have that score touchdowns. They get season-ending injuries. JT goes back out there today, catches his first pass at the glance. He gets hit in the other knee, and he's getting MRI on the other knee right now. And, you know, Ken going down, another guy I've been with for 5 years, really good football player. But Jay Lou stepped up. Jamel, freshman, stepped up. Man, it's been – Willie came back. Willie didn't even practice this week. I mean, Willie got hurt. He was in concussion protocol after the East Carolina game, just taking care of the kid. He was just doing a little half-speed drill and made a cut, and his opposite leg got hurt. And it's just been one of those years, and we can't get healthy. Losing Joe Evans, and I know those all sound like excuses, and I know, but it's just – but those guys don't blink. They don't blink. They just keep working. They're Andrew Acosta, who one of my favorite kids I've ever coached in my life, who now is our DFO. He didn't ever send me anything like encouraging, you know, but he sent me something this morning. He's like, Coach, I'm telling you, I've never seen a hotel so quiet. I've never seen everybody so well behaved. He said, your dudes are still 10 toes down, and they're going to show up today. And they did. I know it wasn't perfect, man. I know it wasn't beautiful at times. But that's another game we're going to the fourth quarter with, either tied or losing, and every triangle's up. Every kid believes we're going to win the game, and they keep playing hard. And there's unbelievable lessons to be learned there, and because life's hard, as is football.
Along those lines, you guys talked all week about mental toughness. How did you see them put that into action today?
Well, I told you, have I said this yet? If I have, I don't want to repeat myself. I know I just talked to Andy. Did I tell you my idea about what we're going to do with the penalties yet? I told Dr. Compost I didn't want to do it because I was too afraid it'd blow up in my face. We did not say the word penalties the whole week. Not one time did we say the word. And we were going to give every single player a flag to start the game off. And we were going to come out, and on the kickoff, we were going to throw up 100 flags and just get them all over with on the very first play of the game. And it's funny, we only had 5 today, and I've never seen a team get 2 for running into the daggum punt returner. So we were so much cleaner there, and I don't know if it had anything to do with mental toughness or what that had to do with this week, but maybe we were overcoaching it. Maybe we were just punishing them too much. Maybe we were just belaboring the point so much, we might have got it in their heads too much. But we were free today. Now I do know coming home to the Alamo Dome helps for some whatever reason that is. To be 26-3 here is crazy.
Coach, it takes a keen eye to know for a coach when to call and where to call a timeout. And you called a timeout right before Jamel scored that touchdown. I just want to know what you saw on the field and what made you call that timeout. It always benefits the team, so I'm sure you saw something on the field that would benefit them in that moment.
No, that was actually all Owen. There's an RPO option there. If we get the look we want on the outside, we take that. If we don't get the look we want, we have an option to run the ball inside. And if we don't get the look we like in there, Owen has an option to take the single over there. So that was all Owen. It was just a really great catch and a really good job by Jamel getting his foot down. It's really fun when you call them and they execute. It's really frustrating when we don't.
Jeff, the previous 2 games, you made a point to emphasize that you didn't want your locker room to splinter at all. What does it say about what you've seen out of your teams this last month, and for them to have a game like today?
I've never had it before. As Greg mentioned the week before, Coach, you've never been 2-4 before. Whatever the question was, and when Greg spoke into existence, I never have been 2-4, right? So but I have been on the teams where I was an assistant, and Kerry can remember them, and anybody that's a part of a staff. When you lose those kind of gut wrenchers, they just feel different. And the whole staff, the wives, the families, they all know. It just spreads like a dadgum disease. And our seniors are just so damn good kids. Excuse me, Dr. Compost there. Such darn good kids that, as I have my cross outside on my neck there, they just hold us together. They really do believe in what we teach. It's who we are. And that's where I'm most proud of those guys, man. We got to celebrate this one, but, man, we got to go on the road and get one. I would really love to get on the road and get one, to get that monkey off our back. And I still stand by, if we hadn't had 4 out of our first 6 with this young offense, I would love to know where this team would be, but it's just the way the schedule fell.
Jeff, what's your knee-jerk, reaction to how the offense played, how Owen looked out there today?
Well, obviously, when they're in cover 1 and you got 2 beaters on the outside. Now, the first one, they tilted. They literally baited him. They tilted the corner, brought the safety. The second one, they did a great job making Chris get an inside release, and Owen stared him down. And that was just disappointing. And then on the swing pass to Robert, we turned somebody loose up front, and he got hit as he was trying to throw the dang ball. So, what I love about the kid is as soon as he does that stuff, I know everybody in the building saying, well, they're going to run inside zone right now because he's a young kid and he's struggling. Dude comes right back and rips a slant, takes us right down. How about the throw on 3rd down and whatever, the vertical down to Houston Thomas. So every time you're ready to give up on the kid, he just shows you something like this kid's got some real moxie to him.
And then the play of your front 7, your defensive line specifically, put a ton of pressure on the quarterback today and may have been the difference, I think.
Best athlete I think we've chased all year. I thought the kid was a really, really good quarterback. And, man, we got after him. Playing at home, it just does something for us, man. We get some juice going at this place. And it's fun to watch. It's just fun to watch.
You know anything about JT? Or I think you said MRI is just pending?
I'd rather not comment, but it doesn't look good. There's not a better kid in the world, man. That one was gut-wrenching. His first catch back. Kid hit him right on the other knee. Right. I would say best case would be hyperextension. That would be best case.
Jeff, you guys seem to be in control for long stretches of the game, and then they might hit a big play or force a turnover. What has to happen to keep those moments from snowballing? How are you guys able to keep the momentum on your side?
It's just called football. I mean, I just really believe in this new era of college football that it's going to be each week going to be a bunch of really close games. And we were pretty dominant except for the 3 turnovers. But it's part of the game, right? I mean, it's part of it. I mean, I can promise you when Owen stands up here in this interview, he'll regret throwing those two things, but it's part of the game. You got to keep playing. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I've done it a long time. It's football. There's a lot of revisionist history that goes on around this place. Like, we didn't monkey stomp many people since we've been here together. Almost every game, man. We're in the fourth quarter. It's hard. It's hard to win college football games. I can count on a handful of how many times we just came out here and beat the heck out of somebody. It's hard to win. Tate Sandell was big too. 3 field goals, man. That's huge. Huge. God bless. Birds up.
Owen, how was that locker room today as compared to the last few games?
Yeah, it was electric. You know, guys and they were dancing. I personally wasn't dancing, but a bunch of guys were dancing. You know, so it was great to get a win. Great feeling.
Yeah, just does it feel like a monkey is off your back after this one?
For sure, for sure. I think it says a lot about our program. You know, to lose back-to-back conference games like that, and then turn around and still have great days of practice and respond like this says a lot about our program.
What was your, takeaway from the way the Roadrunner defense played today? It looks like they had a monster game.
Man, they were awesome. You know, I got to play better. I can't turn the ball over, but when I did that, there was one drive, I believe I threw the pick, and then they came around and forced the fumble, and they didn't score on that. On a short field, that's big time. So they played a heck of a game.
Owen, what does it say about your team to be able to overcome the turnovers and the injuries and the things you guys battled through today?
Yeah, I think, in general, like I said, to lose back-to-back weeks and come back and respond, I think, that was one of our key words is response, good or bad, like I said. So to come back off 2 losses and then like it was today with 2 picks, for them to still step up like that says a lot.
Coach Traylor just mentioned to us that even after throwing an interception, you came right back out there and you hit a slant pattern. What does it mean for you to have the confidence within yourself and to know that your coordinator has that confidence in you as well?
Yeah, like you said, it starts with Coach Burke. Knowing he has confidence in me says a lot. And personally for me and what they've taught me is, pick your touchdown, you come back and respond no matter what happens. So,
what is it like for you working through with so many injuries at wide receiver? How does that impact your process?
Yeah, it really doesn't. That room is deep no matter who's out there. So it's just next man up mentality. But, it doesn't really affect my process too much.
What do you think the biggest factor was for you today? Was it technique or attitude going into the game?
A little bit of both. Coming in, I know we had a lot of penalties, and that was one of the forbidden words this week by Coach Traylor. But to shut that down or not have as many penalties offensively was big time for us. But I think also mentally, like I said, to respond off back-to-back weeks like that, back-to-back losses, says a lot about our program.
Owen, can you just run us through those 2 interceptions?
Yeah. So. First one, it looked like, a middle safety. So you have your 2 outside routes. And then at the snap, they went to 2 safety and already had let the ball go. So they had got me on that one. And then the second one, kind of the same play. It was 1 safety. Once again, go outside lanes, but Chris has to go outside release on that, and I can't stare the pattern down. I have to look out the safety a little bit. So those are things we get cleaned up though. So.
And then what happened on that? I guess the backward pass, was that a trick play or it's gone awry or it got blown up?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a trick play. We had some leakage early. I'm supposed to step up, so it is a backwards pass. But can't turn the ball over, so we'll try to clean that up. I know they will.
Oh, and what did you see on the 42-yard touchdown to Patrick Overmeyer? It looked like you kind of had to throw back across the field a little bit on that.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great play call by Coach Burke. That's a play we've been working for a while, and we finally thought we had the chance to hit it, and we did. So, great call by him.
And you guys also hit one to Jamel Hardy. What has he sort of brought to the offense this year in the moments he's been able to play?
Yeah, young guy, but has stepped at the plate, especially with these injuries. And y'all saw it, I think, that one-handed catch a couple weeks ago that he had, the ability is there for him. He's still learning the offense, but made a heck of a catch today as well.
It seemed like you worked the middle of the field a little bit more today, especially deep down the middle there. Is there something you saw in the matchup, or sort of what led to that?
Yeah, no, it's just really how the safeties play. If they, those two deep safeties, there's, most of the time there's nobody in the middle. So, like I said, it was a great job by Coach Burke, anticipating that two deep look so we can attack the middle.
And you mentioned the direction not to say penalties this week. What was sort of the story around that, or how did that potentially help you guys?
Yeah. Obviously, it was a problem, last week for us and in the following weeks or previous weeks. So, like I said, it was forbidden word this week, and it started really with our scout team. They gave us a great look, and those move calls that FAU would do, and our O-line held strong. So I thought we were great on from that standpoint.
Owen, what does it say about this team that after two rough losses before this game, the locker room hasn't splintered and you guys seem to be still together?
Yeah, that says a lot about our culture. I know those old guys, those seniors, this was last year. They want to, end it right, and for them to not, for them to respond the way they do, because obviously it starts with the seniors and it trickles down. But for them to respond, especially like after those two losses, and then like today, responding from those two interceptions, then the defense still playing great, and offensively, still coming back and scoring like that, it just says a lot about our program. Thank you.
Thanks, Owen. Brandon, what was the mood like in the locker room after this one as compared to the previous two games?
Just guys being pretty juiced up in the locker room. Everybody excited. We had a rough past couple weeks, and just it's hard to win the college football, so we were just excited for that.
What can you say about the play of the defense? It looked like you guys were pretty dominant out there for most of the game.
This game around, I feel like we played as a whole more than anything. I feel like we played more buttoned up as we needed to, cleaning up flags and pre-snap and post-snap penalties. And with that, and then the guys covering the back end for us, we were able to get penetration up front.
Jeff and Owen were telling us that the word penalty was banned from the facility this week.
Yeah, he liked to spell it out. I just had to go ahead and say it.
Yeah, just what's that mental part of trying to get over that hump?
Just guys locking in. I feel like it's the flags and all that stuff. It's really a mental thing. So just getting in guys' heads that don't panic in certain situations to where you're gonna get a flag and stuff like that, or just a mental error when it's just doing like post snap penalties and getting like unnecessaries and stuff like that. We could be better cleaning up that.
Brandon, what does it say about this team to have the ability to battle through the amount of injuries and turnovers and things like that popped up today?
Excuse me?
Just, showing some resiliency through injuries and turnovers for your group. What did that say about this team?
Oh, healthy teams don't win championships. Tough ones do. I feel like, everybody know we have a lot of people going down, and we're pretty light on both sides of the ball. It doesn't matter. We still have to stack days and get better.
How do you compare this defensive effort compared to previous games this season? Do you feel like this was one of your best showings?
Definitely one of our best showings, but it's still, we could always be better. It's still errors that we could, and MAs that we could fix and stuff like that, where it's guys doing their job even more and guys doing their 111, and so we could dominate more.
It seemed like you guys would have a lot of really successful plays, and then they might break one or two big ones here and there. Is there like some frustration that comes with that, or how do you react in a game like that?
Just next play mentality. You don't want to turn the one bad play into two, so we just on to the next play. Short-term memory.
Brandon, what can you say about the play of the front seven, the defensive line specifically? It looked like you guys are getting after it.
We got a great back end. Well, I feel like we've been having a great back. This is one of our best back ends. I've been here for 4 years. This is like one of our best classes in the back end. And, like I said before, it was the flags that was kind of killing us with that. So with them being cleaner back there, it was just the penetration up front. It was just we ready to eat. So us playing more button up and not having as many flags and stuff like that, we're gonna show up.
Was there something specifically with this matchup though? Because that was a super athletic quarterback you guys went up against, and you guys still got home against them.
It was emphasized that he liked to use his legs, so we try to do our best to put him in situations to get him to scramble and stuff like that to where we wanted to, and then when we got him to the spot that we wanted to get him and make the play.
With so many offensive injuries, was there any sort of pressure on you guys this week for the defense to hold up their end of the bargain?
No pressure. We just got to do our job. We know those guys are needing us anyway, but those guys are tough. Like I said before, tough teams win championships. So they got to have guys that's ready to step up anytime now.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
I enjoyed that dance.
I finally got to do it.
Yeah.
There's some books over here.